Don't skip. Your person secretly tested your honesty and broke down in tears when they found out. My beloved soul. Tonight I want you to sit with this message slowly, as if each word is coming straight toward your heart. Because what I am about to tell you is not just a story. It is something someone around you has lived, breathed, and cried through. Something that changed the way they look at you, forever. You may not know this yet, but someone very close to you. Someone who cares far more than they ever say, has been quietly watching your actions, listening to your words, and paying attention to the smallest details. Not because they didn't trust you out of fear, but because their feelings for you became so deep, so overwhelming, that they needed to know if your heart was genuine. They tested it secretly. And the result broke them in a way they never expected. Not because you failed them, but because you didn't even know you were being tested, and still, your honesty shone so clearly that they couldn't stop the tears from coming. My beloved soul, let me take you into their mind, their fears, their hopes, and the moment they realized just how rare you are. They had been carrying a quiet doubt for a long time. Maybe because they had been lied to before. Maybe because someone in their past had promised love but delivered heartbreak. Maybe because life taught them that good people exist, but honesty is rare. And then you showed up. You weren't perfect, no. You didn't try to impress them. You didn't pretend. You didn't sugarcoat anything. You didn't wear a mask to appear nice. Instead, you chose honesty even when the truth wasn't shiny. Even when the truth wasn't flattering. Even when the truth could have pushed them away. Honesty. That was the key. And because of that, they wanted to know something. Does this person speak truth when it matters most? So they tested you. Not in a negative, manipulative way. Not to trap you. Not to expose you. But to protect their heart. Because you matter to them more than you think. You may not know when this test happened. It might have been something small, something you barely noticed. A question they asked casually. A situation they created lightly. A moment where they pretended not to know something just to see if you would correct them. Or a situation where telling the truth would cost you something, even a little. Yet you chose truth. And that truth revealed yours. They watched you closely, much closer than you think. When you gave an honest answer even though a lie could have saved you embarrassment, they noticed. When you stood by your word even when no one was watching, they noticed. When you spoke with sincerity instead of trying to impress, they noticed. When you showed loyalty even though it wasn't demanded, they noticed. And the moment they realized they could trust you, that moment hit them so deeply that they felt tears fill their eyes. Not because you passed their test, but because someone finally showed them what honesty feels like again. They weren't expecting that. They thought you would exaggerate, twist the story, or say something to protect yourself. But instead, you chose transparency. You chose truth. You chose dignity. And it touched them. My beloved soul, this person's tears were not from sadness. No. They were tears of relief. Tears that come when someone realizes. Finally. Someone honest. Someone real. Someone whose heart doesn't lie. You see, this person has been living with quiet walls around their heart. They have been smiling on the outside but struggling internally. They have been friendly, warm, kind, but cautious. They learned early that even people who say, "I care," can disappoint. Even people who say, "I love you," can deceive. So they built strong emotional armor. But when you showed honesty without knowing you were being tested, that armor cracked. They felt something they hadn't felt in a long time: safety, security, hope. They saw something in you that their soul had been searching for: truth. And truth is powerful. It melts defenses. It softens guarded hearts. It rebuilds trust from the ground up. Honesty, my beloved soul, is the one thing you cannot fake. And that is exactly why this person's heart reacted the way it did. Let me tell you what happened inside them emotionally. When they asked you that simple, unexpected question, they didn't expect much. They were ready for disappointment. They were ready to hear a half-truth or a sweet lie. Because that's what life had taught them. But when you answered genuinely, openly, with no hesitation, something inside them shifted. Their chest felt warm. Their throat tightened. Their eyes began to sting. Because suddenly they realized. You're different. You're real. You're not like the people who hurt me. You're not pretending. You're not hiding anything. You're someone I can trust. And trust, my beloved soul, is the purest, strongest emotion someone can offer another human being. Your honesty didn't just clear their doubts. It softened their fear. It healed an old wound. And it made them feel something rare: emotional safety. Do you know how powerful that is? People can fall in love with beauty, charm, intelligence. But they only stay when they feel safe. And you made this person feel safe. For days after their secret test, they kept thinking about you. Replaying the moment. Smiling to themselves. Letting the truth sink in. They realized they had found someone whose heart doesn't bend toward lying. Someone who doesn't twist stories to win. Someone who doesn't manipulate. Someone who doesn't pretend. Someone genuine. They even started imagining a future with you, something they never allowed themselves to do before. A future built on trust. A future where they don't have to overthink. A future where your honesty becomes the foundation of everything. But they are also nervous. Because the deeper they fall, the more afraid they become of losing you. This is why they haven't said anything yet. They are scared their feelings might overwhelm you. They are afraid of moving too fast. They are scared that revealing too much might push you away. so they keep it inside for now. But one day, my beloved soul, one day they will tell you everything. They will tell you how your honesty healed something inside them, how your truth touched their heart, how your sincerity made them trust again, and how they cried, not from pain, but from gratitude. My beloved soul, there is something deeper that you need to understand about this person who secretly tested your honesty. What they feel for you isn't something small that appeared overnight. It built itself slowly, softly, almost quietly, like a sunrise you don't notice until the sky is suddenly glowing. They didn't even realize when their heart started choosing you. It might have begun with the way you speak, calm, real, authentic. Or the way you listen, not to respond, but to understand. Or the way you carry yourself, with humility, with warmth, without trying to prove anything. But at some point, without even meaning to, they found themselves thinking about you more often than they planned. And this scared them. Because caring about someone this deeply requires trust. And trust is the one thing life had taught them to guard carefully. That is why they tested your honesty, not to judge you, but to protect themselves. Not to trick you, but to understand you. And the moment you showed genuine truth without knowing they were observing, something inside them melted. Since that moment, my beloved soul, this person has been looking at you differently. They have noticed every little detail about you. The way your eyes soften when you talk about something meaningful. The way your voice changes when you speak truth. The way you don't pretend to be perfect. The way you admit mistakes instead of hiding them. The way you stay consistent, no matter who is watching. These small things mean everything to them. To someone who has been lied to before. To someone who trusted the wrong people. To someone who has seen masks, games, and manipulation. Your honesty feels like peace. You are like a breath of fresh air in a world full of noise. But let me take you into their emotions even more deeply. After their secret test, they went home with a heavy heart, but not the heavy heart of disappointment. It was the heavy heart that comes from being touched too deeply. They sat alone, thinking. Replay your words. Remembering your expression. Feeling their own reaction rising again. And before they even realized it, tears came. Not loud tears. Not dramatic tears. Just a quiet stream, the kind that comes when the heart finally feels safe after a long time. They held their face, maybe leaned back, maybe closed their eyes, whispering to themselves. Why did this affect me so much? Why does this person feel different? Why does their truth feel like healing? My beloved soul, do you know the answer? Because your honesty reached the part of them nobody else has ever touched. The part that fears abandonment. The part that fears betrayal. The part that fears falling for the wrong person again. The part that fears giving their heart to someone who might break it. And you did the opposite. You came with truth. And that truth comforted them in ways they didn't expect. Since that moment, this person has been carrying a secret emotion toward you. It's soft, warm, but extremely powerful. Like a flame that doesn't burn but lights up everything around it. Sometimes when they think of you, their chest tightens with something they can't describe. Sometimes when they hear your name, their heart beats differently. Sometimes when they see your messages, they smile without realizing. Sometimes when they imagine talking to you, they feel nervous but excited. This is deeper than attraction. This is deeper than admiration. This is soul-level connection. And do you know what scares them most? They're afraid you might not feel the same. Not because you've given them any reason to fear, but because they care so much that the fear becomes natural. This person thinks about the future more than you know. They imagine conversations you haven't had yet. They imagine moments you haven't shared yet. They imagine memories that don't exist yet, but always with you in it. My beloved soul, let me tell you exactly what their heart whispers about you when they're alone. I hope they don't walk away. I hope they don't get tired of me. I hope they see how real my feelings are. I hope they don't think I'm testing them to hurt them. I hope they understand why I needed reassurance. They wish they could tell you everything. They wish they could open up fully. They wish they could confess how deeply you've affected them. But they hold back because their emotions are stronger than their courage. And your honesty, your gentle, natural honesty, makes their feelings even stronger. You might be wondering what this test truly meant to them. It meant clarity. It meant relief. It meant they could finally breathe. It meant they didn't have to keep their heart locked up anymore. But most importantly, it meant they could trust you with emotions they never shared with anyone else. This person now feels something they haven't felt in years: hope. Hope that maybe this connection isn't temporary. Hope that maybe you're not like the people who hurt them. Hope that maybe their heart won't be broken this time. Hope that maybe, just maybe, you're the one who was meant to come into their life at this exact moment. Because your honesty did not only pass their secret test, it healed a piece of their soul that had been aching for far too long. And now, something new is happening inside them. They are starting to open up little by little. They are slowly lowering their walls. They are beginning to show you more of their vulnerable side. They are letting you see parts of their heart they hide from the world. All because your truth made them feel safe. They are also observing something else. Whether your honesty continues, whether you stay consistent, whether you maintain the sincerity they fell for, whether your heart remains as pure as it was when they first tested you. Not because they doubt you now, but because they are preparing to take a bigger emotional step toward you. My beloved soul, hear this clearly: this person is not just interested in you. They are emotionally attached to you. Deeply. Silently. Strongly. And the moment they realized your honesty is not a performance but your nature, their heart gave up resisting. They see you as someone rare. Someone trustworthy. Someone whose presence brings calmness. Someone whose words bring clarity. Someone whose truth brings comfort. And they don't want to lose you. Not now. Not later. Not ever. Their silent tears, their quiet moments, their deep thoughts, all of it is a sign of how deeply you have touched them. My beloved soul, this journey is far from over. There is much more to reveal about their emotions, their fears, their plans, and how your honesty is shaping their future actions. My beloved soul. There is something powerful happening inside this person who secretly tested your honesty. Something they haven't told anyone. Something they barely admit to themselves. The truth is, the moment they saw your honesty without any effort, they felt an emotional shift inside their heart that they couldn't control. And ever since that moment, they have been carrying a warmth inside them, a warmth that appears at unexpected times. A warmth that reminds them of you even when you're not around. A warmth that whispers quietly, "This person is special." Don't lose them. You may not realize it, my beloved soul. But your honesty didn't just touch them. It changed their life's direction. Since that day, they have been replaying their past and comparing it to you. They remember the people who promised loyalty but delivered lies. They remember the ones who said, "I care," but acted in ways that proved the opposite. They remember conversations where they were misled, manipulated, or made to feel small. So when you showed truth naturally, it shook them. They didn't know whether to smile, cry, or protect their heart even more. But they did cry. Quietly, privately, in a moment where they finally allowed themselves to feel again. Because your sincerity reached the part of them that began losing faith. Faith in people. Faith in love. Faith in connection. Faith in the idea that someone genuine could still exist. But you reminded them. Your honesty was like light shining into a dark room they had lived in for too long. And now they cannot unsee it. They cannot unfeel it. They cannot go back to the version of themselves who doubted everyone. You awakened something. Since then, my beloved soul, they have been doing something you may not know about. They've been planning. Not planning to test you again. Not planning to hide their emotions. Not planning to create distance. But planning something slow, gentle, and meaningful for the future. Because honesty is not something they take lightly. It's a foundation. A promise. A sign of a soul worth trusting. And they want to build something with you that feels real. Right now, they are observing you in the sweetest way. Not with suspicion, but with admiration. Not with fear, but with curiosity. Not with doubt, but with hope. They are noticing how you talk to others. How you react when you're stressed. How you respond when things go wrong. How you show kindness even when no one is watching. And every little detail is making their feelings grow deeper. There is something else they realized: they don't want to imagine a life where you're not a part of it. They imagine conversations with you that last late into the night. They imagine quiet moments where both of you feel safe and understood. They imagine being able to look at you and know that your honesty is something they can lean on for years. They imagine future memories that haven't even happened yet. And most of all, they imagine telling you the truth about how deeply you've touched their heart. But they hold back. Not because they don't want you to know, but because they are afraid their feelings might overwhelm you. This person wants to approach you in a way that feels respectful, gentle, and safe. They don't want to scare you. They don't want to rush you. They don't want their emotions to create pressure. So they are waiting. Waiting for the right moment. Waiting for the right energy. Waiting for the right sign from you. Waiting until they feel confident that their heart will be received, not broken. My beloved soul, the truth is, they trust you more than they trust their own emotions at times. And that is why your honesty means everything. Because to trust someone after being hurt, that takes courage. To trust someone after being lied to, that takes healing. To trust someone after losing faith, that takes a miracle. And to this person, you feel like that miracle. But you need to know something important: they haven't stopped thinking about that moment. The moment you unknowingly passed their secret test. That memory has become like a treasure they hold close to their heart. Whenever they doubt themselves. Whenever they feel insecure. Whenever they worry about the future. They remind themselves of that moment. And immediately, they feel calm again. Your honesty is not just a memory to them. It is comfort. It is reassurance. It is hope. Let me reveal something even deeper. This person doesn't only trust your honesty. They trust your heart. They see goodness in you. They see purity. They see consistency. They see loyalty. They see genuineness that is rare in today's world. And this makes them want to protect you. To support you. To stand by you. To understand you. To hold space for your struggles. To be someone you can rely on just as they rely on you. Your honesty made them feel safe. Now they want to make you feel safe too. There are moments when they catch themselves smiling because of you. Moments when they check their phone hoping you reached out. Moments when your words play in their mind like a gentle echo. Moments when they imagine telling you everything they've been holding inside. And then there are moments when their fear whispers, what if this connection is one-sided? What if they don't feel the same? What if they walk away like others did? But right after that fear, your honesty returns to their memory like a soft reminder, no, this person is real. And their heart settles again. My beloved soul, if only you could see how this person looks at you when you're not aware, the softness in their eyes, the admiration on their face, the warmth in their smile, the quiet admiration in their heart. You would understand just how deeply they cherish you. They see something in you that you may not even see in yourself. Not your looks. Not your achievements. Not your outer personality, but your character, your honesty, your truthfulness, your purity of intention, your ability to remain real in a world full of pretend. That is the rarest quality of all. And now, my beloved soul, their heart is preparing for something important. They are preparing to tell you the truth. Their truth. The truth they kept hidden. The truth they are scared to express. The truth that might change everything between you. But they won't rush. They won't force. They won't overwhelm you. They want to come forward in the right way. With confidence, with clarity, with tenderness, with sincerity, with honesty, just like you showed them. Because your truth deserves their truth. Your honesty deserves their honesty. Your purity deserves their openness. They are coming closer, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, a little more each day. My beloved soul. There is something your heart needs to know, something that has been building quietly inside this person ever since the moment your honesty reached them. Each day that passes, their feelings grow deeper, stronger, clearer. And yet, something else is happening too. They are learning who they want to be because of you. Your truth didn't just touch their heart, it inspired them. They find themselves wanting to grow, to improve, to become someone worthy of the sincerity you showed. Your honesty became a mirror that reflected who they truly are, and who they wish to become. This realization has changed them in ways you may never see on the surface. My beloved soul, let me take you into their private thoughts, the ones they never speak out loud. There are nights when they lie awake thinking about the moment they secretly tested you. Not because they regret it, but because the memory keeps giving them a type of comfort they cannot describe. They remember the exact expression on your face. They remember the tone of your voice. They remember the way you paused, thought, and answered truthfully, even though a lie could have been easier. They never expected honesty like that. They never expected transparency so pure. They never expected someone to speak from the heart without being asked to. And that tiny moment, which you probably forgot long ago, became one of the most important moments of their life. It was the first time in a long time they felt they could trust again. Since then, they've become more protective of you, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. They don't want anyone to misunderstand you. They don't want anyone to take advantage of you. They don't want anyone to hurt you the way people have hurt them. They don't want anyone to misjudge your sincerity. Because they see your goodness clearly. And they want to guard it. When someone speaks negatively about you, they defend you silently in their mind, even if their lips remain still. When someone misunderstands your intentions, they feel a quiet frustration building in their chest. When someone takes your kindness lightly, they feel protective without even realizing it. This is what happens when the heart chooses someone deeply. But there is something even deeper that they fear. They fear losing you. Not because you've done anything wrong, not because they think you will betray them, not because they doubt your sincerity, but because you've become important to them. More important than they expected, more important than they planned, more important than they are prepared to admit. They don't want to imagine a life where your presence fades. They don't want to think about a future where your voice becomes distant. They don't want to face the idea of going back to a world without your honesty in it. So they hold you gently in their heart. Carefully. Respectfully. Silently. Deeply. My beloved soul, do you know what their soul says whenever they think of you? This person is rare. This person is genuine. This person is worth protecting. This person deserves honesty back. This person should never feel alone again. Your truth awakened their truth. Because of you, they have started being more honest with themselves. They have started being more open with their emotions. They have started allowing softness where they once built walls. They have started letting love gently enter their life again. They are healing through the way you showed sincerity without even trying. But something important is happening now. This person is preparing themselves emotionally to take a step forward. A step toward you. A step out of fear. A step out of silence. A step into vulnerability. A step into honesty. Just like you showed them. They're thinking about telling you the truth, the whole truth. About how your honesty affected them, how it softened them, how it made them trust again, how it made them feel seen. But they are nervous. Nervous because their feelings are strong. Nervous because you matter too much. Nervous because expressing their truth means exposing their heart completely. Nervous because vulnerability is their weakest point. And yet, they are moving closer to that moment. Each day, their courage grows a little bit. Each day, their fear reduces a little. Each day, their heart leans toward you more deeply. There is something else they are silently hoping for. They hope you don't pull away. They hope you don't misunderstand their hesitations. They hope you don't confuse their silence with disinterest. They hope you don't think their distance means they don't care. Because the truth is the opposite. Their silence is fear. Their hesitation is vulnerability. Their distance is protection. Their carefulness is love hiding behind caution. They want to reach out more. They want to express more. They want to be open with you. But they are afraid of overwhelming you with the depth of their feelings. So they move slowly. Gently. Patiently. My beloved soul, let me tell you something powerful. They have already imagined your reaction when they finally confess everything. They imagine your eyes widening in surprise. They imagine your smile softening. They imagine your voice calming them. They imagine your honesty bringing them the same comfort you gave before. This thought gives them strength. This imagination gives them courage. This hope gives them determination. They want to build something meaningful with you. They want to invest in this connection. They want to nurture it. They want to grow with you. They want to protect what the two of you are forming, even if it's invisible right now. Behind closed doors, in the quiet moments of their mind, they whisper to themselves. I hope they don't leave. I hope they understand me. I hope they feel safe with me too. I hope I don't lose this connection. I hope this is the beginning, not the end. And my beloved soul, their heart is praying for the courage to reveal the truth. This person has something important to share with you, something they've held inside since the day they tested your honesty. The truth is, your honesty didn't just prove something to them. It healed something inside them. It changed how they see relationships. It changed how they see trust. It changed how they see themselves. And now, their soul is ready to step forward. Their heart is ready to open. Their fears are slowly melting. Their courage is rising. Their truth is forming into words they are preparing to speak. They are getting ready for the moment that could change everything between you and my beloved soul. They hope you're ready too.